Martin, thank you very much for being here for this interview. We are very happy to host you on our website. We are going to make a very short interview with some questions from Sofia. So I would like to give the start of the interview to Sofia so he can place the questions, and we are looking for your answer. Thank you.
Thanks, Andrea.
Good morning, everyone. We're pleased to have here today Martin Dougiamas, who is the founder and CEO of Moodle. So we're going to start with this brief interview. Thank you for being here with us, Martin.
Real pleasure, especially to talk to our good Moodle partners in Italy.
Thank you very much. Okay, so we have a very tough year. I mean, year and a half actually, because of the pandemic. So we made some very in-depth reflection about online learning, remote learning, and e-learning in general. And since Moodle's birth, one of its mission, I think, was to promote education and to make it accessible worldwide, both for students and for teachers. How do you think learning management systems are promoting this process?
Yeah, well, that's a good question. Most education that happens is going to happen anyway. People want to have an education situation, whether it's schools or universities or corporate. What I hope Moodle can bring to that is the more quality and different qualities to the education. So we want to help people use the internet better for their education, and even then to also promote a more deeper kind of education. So you have more activities, more collaboration, and more equality in the online process, rather than just sending people information. So yeah, we try and promote the quality, and hopefully that also promotes more education in more places too.
Right, of course. And speaking about that, so the so-called edtech sector, so education technology sector, is growing quite fast right now, introducing on the market innovative products that make online learning more accessible and make the actual experience feeling quite real, both for students and teachers. How much progress do you think has been done in that sense, but how much more can be done?
So you use the word real education. I guess you mean face-to-face education, which is one way of doing it. I actually think that the technology we have available to us right now enables us to do things better than we have in the past. And there are still a long way to go. I think the tools are not anywhere near where they will be in 5 or 10 years. And the reason is that, our brains are not evolving very fast. Like the human being has been the same for a long time, and we are not going to change very significantly in the future. So we still have the same piece of meat to work with, but our technologies are bringing the information into our senses in new ways. And in a few years, these glasses will be electronic, right? We'll actually have screens here. We have AirPods and audio in our ears, people walking around all day with them now. We have supercomputers in our pockets, and we have, of course, the internet that connects us together. So we're still learning how to use these things. And I think there's a big future in making education not something that's separate from the rest of your life, but something that's integrated into your life. And I believe there's a long way still to go. As to all of the many products that are around, I've been doing this for 20 years. I've seen a lot of products come and go. And the things that last are the things that are very flexible, that support people to do what they want to do. It doesn't force them to do something different. And things that are widespread, things that are common. So you could learn how to use a tool in one institution, and then you go somewhere else and, oh yeah, I know how to use this tool. So that's why Moodle has become the mainstream learning platform in the world, because it's its open source nature has allowed it to spread and become very common, and have a lot of people who are helping to build it. And yeah, so just like Linux runs the internet, Moodle is running a lot of education.
Definitely, definitely. So as I was saying at the beginning, unfortunately, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, a lot of things have changed, including education and learning. So online learning has definitely increasing worldwide. How do you think this remote learning has impacted schools and universities specifically?
So it depends. Some of them that were already using online learning well, and some of our Moodle users have been using Moodle well for 10 to 15 years. There was almost no impact, actually, for some of them. Unfortunately, for many who haven't been doing online well up till now, it's been a huge change. And as you said, their first instinct is to replicate a classroom. And so video conferencing seems like that's what we should do. And there's been a very strong, I think, trend to people realizing that that is not enough. You can't manage the learning of 100, 1,000, or even 20 students purely over video. You need other tools to manage all the papers and the grades and the assessments and the activities. And there's a lot of things involved to make a good learning experience. And slowly they come back to working out they need Moodle again. So that's definitely, we've been seeing that over the past year.
Yeah, exactly. And what we realized during this period was that many institutions weren't actually prepared for this transition to online learning. And they simply started to use like video online conferencing like Zoom or Google Meet for their synchronous activities. What do you think would be the best way to promote the right transition to online learning and e-learning tools?
Well, I think data, research, actually showing if educational researchers, and there are many people doing studies and studying what's happening in their own institution and others, people need to be looking at that. It's not up to every teacher to reinvent the wheel. We know what works. Moodle is, and other projects that have been around for some time are based on that research, and they are showing how online learning can be effective. So we need to look at that. We need to listen to that. I think a lot of people have their own journey, and they do that research again and again and again. But yeah, what we do know is that things like video alone are not good for learning, for retention. I mean, yes, they're entertaining. Yes, it's fun to look at a lot of videos, but if you actually go and test someone's memory 6 months later of those videos, very little. Most people can't even remember what TV show they watched last night, because it takes engagement. You have to practice. You have to actually do things with your body to express your knowledge, to express your learning. And that basic principle, back to the beginning, is this piece of meat, how it works, right? It works by engagement, and you need to engage. So yeah, I think the research, and it will come through, and people will realize, well, are realizing they need to do more.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely research. I think it's the best way to do that. Definitely. So thank you very much. And to conclude, we have a Moodle question. So Moodle has very different features. So we'd like to know which is your favorite one and why.
Well, that's an interesting one. I like different features for different things. So maybe I can use two. I think the forum is the default feature in Moodle courses because it's so flexible and it allows people to talk and collaborate and so on. So it has the widest range of use cases. But probably my favorite feature in Moodle otherwise would be the workshop, because it's something very unique to Moodle, and it allows, even if you have 1,000 students, it allows you to have them all assessed quite quickly because you're getting everyone to assess each other. So this is a beautiful scalable mechanism for learning that I see no other platform has that. So that's a unique one.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time, Martin. I think it was very insightful. And we look forward for the next news about Moodle then.
Yeah, we're working hard. We're growing, and we have Moodle 4.0 coming soon, which will be quite exciting.
We know, we're waiting for it.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Martin, thank you very much for being our host and answering this question. Your answers are always really inspiring. And we are really looking forward for the 4.0 version of Moodle. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Andrea. Ciao.
Bye.